Hello everyone, Donna back again, and I'm really excited to share with you my latest project. I am working on the 12 tags of Christmas, which Tim Holtz is currently doing, and I've never done this sort of project before, and this year I thought I'll give it a try. So I've managed the first 3 tags, and I will take you through each one of them. They are not exactly what Tim Holtz has done, because for one thing, I do not have the items that he was using, and I'll really like to add my own touch as well. So this is the first tag, and I'll see if I can zoom in. So we are supposed to use a blue piece of cardstock, the core sort of stock. I had my own by die cut with view, and then what you're supposed to do is to emboss, and then you're supposed to add the ink, before you add the powder. But I made a mistake, and I added the powder. Yes, there was something I did wrongly, so then I had to sort of go ahead and correct, the mistake. But I think on the whole it turned out quite okay. I think what I did was I used some gesso and painted over to get the whitish sort of snowy effect. And see if I can pick up this tag and show you. So I did have the embossing folder that he used, which was the one with the star. So I used a swirl and tried to get that gesso inside the, the crevices. And but then, you have got all the embellishments on top, so it's not very obvious. And then he added, I think Noel, sort of a die cut, and with a lot of glitter. I sort of toned it down. I didn't have the die cut in the first place, so I used the stamp, and I think this is a lovely stamp. A bit of a mistake, accident there, but I thought it added to the charm of the tag. And then, of course, he added a banner, and I was like wondering what to do. So again, I improvised by using his tissue tape, folding it double. Folding it on itself, so you had a double piece. And then I cut the tail off, this bit, and then, sort of placed it. And I'm quite pleased with the way it turned out. I distressed it as well with a bit of vintage ink. And then I had this die, fortunately, I just bought it, so it came in very handy for these tags. So it's got all the stuff that you need, I didn't realize there was a cone there, actually. All these vegetation and swirl was needed to make this. So, I layered them, and then this cone was made, using the tattered floral die. I used the medium size and sort of rolled it, but he suggested his cone die, which I do not have in my stash, and I'm not planning to, because there are too many dies in my stash at the moment. So yes, and then I sort of layered everything, arranged them, and I'm quite pleased with the arrangement. I didn't follow the way he did it, mine's a bit different, but I kind of like the way mine turned out as well. And then it sort of got quite dark, and then I decided to add some prima flowers, which he didn't have. And then this fleur-de-lis, because this corner sort of looked very neglected. So this is basically how it turned out. I'm quite pleased with it. And then he had baubles hanging, and I decided I didn't have any baubles in the first place, so I had Swarovski crystals, some buttons, and then this ribbon. So this is the first tag. Moving on, the second tag was also quite challenging, I'm not a great tag maker, but it was fun, actually, really fun to make. In this, you're supposed to use resist paper if you have it, and then also his, the paints that he has, forget the name, the distress paints, and then you're supposed to sort of give it a sort of a whitewash. So what I did was I used gesso and wiped it away because I don't have that white paint. And then, of course, I didn't have the sticky tape as well for the deer, so I decided to go ahead and use grunge, and really pleased with the way, in fact, I prefer the grunge, actually. And then I also used gesso and then distressed it, and then, added a bit of this powder. What do you call this powder? You know what I mean. It's Tim Holtz stuff anyway. And then it gives a nice sheen to the deer. And then around the neck, there was supposed to be that wreath, which I didn't have, so I used the foliage from that die that I was showing you. And I think it looks all right. Then added this little charm. And at the bottom, actually, also grunge. And then he used, drop the name. But, I made these holes. And so it's a bit, my style is a bit different to what he did. But, the idea is quite similar. And then up here too, I didn't have that charm that he used, and I used what I had in my stash, and then I added this glass bead. And then he had burlap, and I used this netting and a bit of an end from a rope. So on the whole, I'm quite pleased with this as well. By the way, even here, it's a bit different. So I stamped and heat embossed these. And he did a bit different. But, I think the idea is to improvise and do what you like to do. And for the third tag, again, I improvised because, he used a different technique, actually. And it looked so complicated, and it was going to, I didn't have the items that he used. And also, I knew that it would take forever for me to get this done. So I just improvised. So anyway, it's a very colorful tag, and his is very, very colorful and really beautiful. So I used the same stamp again, and stamped and embossed, and then stamped the English Good Yule means Merry Christmas, actually. And then of course I used his inks and got the color scheme. It was a sort of a bright tag. And then he used some pine cones and leaves, and I decided to go for poinsettia to sort of keep in line with the whole tag. So then I added some beads, glass beads, and then I added this fiber instead of burlap, and then with this ribbon. So I'm quite pleased with the tag, actually. I mean, with the resources I had, I think, I got the tags done accordingly, and I'm quite pleased with the way these tags have turned out. So we'll see what tomorrow is in store, and I'll try to make them and put them out on YouTube. So that's it. We'll appreciate your comments, and speak to you again soon. Thank you for watching. Bye.